Jimmy Ott and Charles Hannegriff.
For some reason or another, you sound a little taller on radio.
Is it live? Is it live? Is it live?
From Rocca Pizzeria on Government Street in Mid-City, welcome to the Wednesday edition of Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Hannegriff along with Jimmy Ott. Max Gotro is out today. Jordan Kinchin's back in the studio. Randy McKay will be with us today. Wes Reynolds will be with us today. Scott Rabley will be with us today from Omaha, where the World Series continues today. LSU won the game against UCLA yesterday while we were on the air, having to resume a game that was delayed by rain on Monday night. Following that, we saw a big comeback by Oregon State to tie the game in the ninth inning against Louisville in the afternoon session. Get that thing tied going to the bottom of the ninth, where Louisville got the bases loaded with nobody out and scored the winning run to advance to today's game against Coastal Carolina here in a couple hours. Then Arkansas took care of UCLA last night. What a brutal day for UCLA yesterday. You woke up in the morning. You were undefeated. You were 2 runs down in a game that was still in the early to middle stages. You had a chance not just to win that one, but to take the rest of the day off. Even after you lost, you had a chance to come back and win the second game, keep yourself alive, and you went from unbeaten and in the winner's bracket at least to out of the tournament.
How about unbeaten for postseason? No, in the NCAA tournament. So went 3-0 in regional, 2-0 against UTSA, and they win their first game in Omaha. And so they just
it all comes crashing down in about 12 hours? 12, 13 hours?
It is what it is. They're going to bring the fewest amount of fans. It's basically friends and family. It's always been like that for USC or UCLA. When they've come to Omaha, they don't have a little bit of a like when Oregon State got it going to ninth inning, they got a little bit of a crowd there.
Yeah,
not the case with UCLA. First time they've been back since they won it all. So, but a very interesting approach by a veteran coach in this new landscape of college athletics, and that is he had with the Kurkowski. What's the shortstop's name?
Chalowski.
Chalowski. Yes, I mean it's Rock Chalowski. Yeah. Of course, it's Rock Chalowski.
Yeah.
So
be a good linebacker, wouldn't he?
But he, absolutely. I mean, Tit Butkus. I mean, they had the number 1 recruiting class in the country. They played them all last year. Took their lumps. Look at their record last year. It's terrible.
19 wins last year.
Terrible. And they come back, and they're all sophomores this year. And they're just still – now this is just to get a taste was good, and now they got really something to build upon. But so this run and this taste of Omaha, the routine of it, just the whole aspect of it, especially a team like UCLA where they're buried in the number 2 media market, they get 0 coverage. And so they're they got pushed out their park for practice sessions. Had to go find high schools. And in the area to try and get some reps in. So just how many though? How much of that roster gets invaded? Like where Arkansas gets their best player from Sacramento State, LSU gets their number 2 from UCS San Diego. I mean, gotta believe they certainly get sweeten the pot for those individual players, but how much do they stay? Because if they do stay intact, they'll be a major factor next year, especially with all those pitchers that they have. That could 13 had like a minimum of 21 innings or more.
Somewhere in that area.
Whatever it was, it leads
teens,
the country. Yeah.
They were using a bunch of guys. Interesting approach for Dave Van Horn, who brought Zach Root, his number 1, back after the short stint against LSU. He did not get out of the second inning. He threw 40-plus pitches, and they brought him back last night. What would he do on that turnaround? Well, he pitched 5 shutout innings. He struck out 5. He walked 2, gave up 3 hits. And the real trouble was right there at the beginning when Jimmy, UCLA trying to steal home with the bases loaded, and as close of a play as you could possibly have. Usually I look at the replay once, maybe twice. You get 2 different angles, and you're like, okay, I got this. This one, I really had to look and slow it down and do everything. And man, I still can't. 100% tell you either way. They called him out on the field. I would have stuck with whatever call that they made. It was as close a play as you will ever see. But what are you doing there? Do you not want to give you guys a chance to swing the bat there? I thought that swung early momentum to Arkansas. They had the 2-0 lead with Aloy's homer. And, it wasn't that UCLA did anything terrible. They did what they had to do. They marched 7 more pitchers out there last night. None of them got lit up terribly, but you kept having to change those guys out, and Arkansas built the lead a little bit. UCLA got 3 in the 9th, but the issue had been decided by then. And for Arkansas, they had to use behind route. They had to use Aiden Jimenez and McIntyre, who is Will McIntyre, who are both trusted arms for them. McIntyre threw 33 pitches, Jimenez threw 41 pitches. If you listened real good last night, you could hear Hunt Palmer all the way from Omaha screaming, throw more pitches, trying to wear the bullpen out. Bottom line is Arkansas has used a lot of their top guys, but they have plenty of pitching left, which we're going to talk about, to get them through today and then, if necessary, tomorrow.
They pitched their top guys, but they got out of this thing with using about as few as possible.
Wood's complete game, and, of course, it was a no-hitter, but just the complete game aspect of it is the outlier. I mean, you almost never see that, especially in Omaha, a complete game, and he gave it to him, and that saved an awful lot of bullpen in the game on Monday. Yeah,
and Charlotte, they're a couple outs away from a shutout last night as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, they got through that extra game. I mean, how many total pitchers have they used now? Because I think LSU
they've used 7.
They've
used 7, but 3 of them for only an inning or less.
And LSU's used how many?
7.
Yeah, so they've used the same amount. Of course, you got to throw more pitches, but and also the rain delay sort of neutralizes today's advantage, where LSU should have the advantage. I don't think LSU has any advantage in today's game. They got massive advantage if it goes till tomorrow's game. Problem there is, you don't want to burn Anderson before the championship series.
No, let's talk about Ianson, though, because therein lies where LSU's advantage is to me, is when he pitches. Okay, so it stunk that he had to leave the game on Monday. You wanted him to get deeper. You wanted to save more guys. You'd love to have Case and Evans starting today. Okay, so that doesn't happen. But now you have an Anthony Ianson who threw only 44 pitches on Monday. He could pitch today. He could save him for tomorrow. He could start today. He could relieve today. I think you could get as many as 60, 70 pitches out of Anthony Ianson in a pinch today. If you're Jay Johnson, what do you do? In regards to Ianson.
I don't start him because he's not going to be able to go the distance. So he's probably, what's his max after throwing?
44 on Monday, I'd say 60 to 70.
There you go.
Something like that.
So you got about 4 innings.
Yeah,
maybe 4 to 5. But just say, I think,
and that's max. I mean,
yeah, I'm saying like you're trying to get 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't start him. He's not going to finish. You got to put somebody else in there as well. So start somebody else and see how the game unfolds. Game could be 9-0 either way.
Could be.
I mean, you don't know. I mean, and I'm certainly not going to burn him, but because he can't go the distance, you have to use him in relief, which he has done. So he has a little bit of familiarity with coming in relief, and also
on short rest. In the super regional, he had to come back. In the regional, he had to come back on 2 days rest. He threw 98 pitches on Friday. He threw 20 more on Monday. So yeah,
it was 1 inning.
It was 1 inning.
I think it was 1 inning.
It was 1 inning, 20 pitches,
and he wasn't quite what he usually is.
He got through it.
Yeah, it was not. the guy that strikes out more guys than total outs at the retire.
And he ran out of gas a little sooner the next week too. And the reason I bring that up, he got through 5 innings. He gutted through 5 innings, but the first 4 batters he strikes them out swinging, breaking balls, snapping, and then it kind of flattened out a little bit, and he wasn't able to get his deep. I bring that up because if they use him on short rest here, it's going to compromise him for the championship series if you throw him again. Doesn't mean he can't throw it. Doesn't mean he can't throw well. But, you're going to – if you're looking ahead and you don't want to look too far ahead, you got to win one more game just to get there. So there's a lot of stuff for Jay Johnson to consider. I wouldn't start him either. I think that the starter will be Zach Cowan or Jaden Newt, probably Cowan. He pitched well against Arkansas in the series. He threw 3 shutout innings in LSU's win in the Friday game. He has not pitched well since. Big ballpark. A lot of starting experience.
Played a little smaller today.
Yeah, it played smaller yesterday with the 5 home runs in the 2 games, and it will play smaller today with the wind blowing out. But I would send him out there to start. You've got Jaden Newt. You've got Cooper Williams, who threw 21 pitches yesterday, who could come back against the lefties. You have Chase Shores, who only threw 11 pitches yesterday. I think you could extend Shores to as much as, 2 to 3 innings if necessary today. I wouldn't start Ianson. I would be really tempted if they got to the 7th or 8th inning with a short lead and these other guys used up, I would bring him in then to close this thing out if they have the lead, if they have a short lead.
I would be shocked if he starts him. So
it's
just a matter of wear and relief that you bring him in. If it is competitive, which probably will be, you bring him in middle innings. 1, 3, 3 or less. Give or take, winning or losing, probably so. But the one thing we do know, if you lose today, Anderson's starter tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with Coastal Carolina. Both Coastal Carolina and LSU. And I know LSU's got the budget, they got everything, they got the history. Coastal got a little history too. But these are close teams. LSU looks way better coming off the bus, but these teams are close, and both are in similar situations, and that is Coastal wants to save Morrison till the first game Saturday. LSU wants to save Anderson. So a lot at stake because if one or the other, LSU will be favored if they both advance. Okay, no matter what, if they both get there for the championship series, LSU will be favored. Okay, but if one saves their ace and the other doesn't, advantage, a sizable advantage to that team.
Absolutely. Now for Arkansas, what do they have left? Well, we're expecting to see Landon Baidolshis today, and I worked on pronouncing that all morning.
How do you spell that?
Beidelschis, Baidolshis. Okay.
You said it quick. You kind of tried to sneak it by me real quick.
I did.
Without me trying to evaluate. Let me see this. Okay.
I went to
the B-Man.
I went to the Arkansas youth.
The pronunciation guy?
Yeah. So, but I still had to practice. He pitched in Game 3 of the LSU-Arkansas series. It was a game Arkansas won, but Baidolshis did not get very deep in that game. He threw 2 innings, gave up 4 hits and 3 earned runs, 4 strikeouts. They would eventually pitch 6 different guys in that game, and they're all the guys that LSU is going to see today. Fulch has only pitched, I think, a third of an inning in this thing. Jimenez pitched 40 pitches yesterday. I think you could see him a little bit today. You've got, again, a full bullpen worth of guys. Everybody that came in behind Baidolshis did not give up a run except for Jimenez. He gave up 1. That was in the last 7 innings of the game. Kason Evans started that game for LSU, didn't get out of the 4th, and LSU lost. That was the 3rd game of the series, 7-4 to Arkansas at Alec Box. That was on May 11th. LSU had won the first 2 games of that series. So a lot of pitching decisions to be made by these 2 coaches, not just before the game, but certainly during the game today at Charles Schwab Field.
I think Arkansas also is getting a little bit more comfortable at the plate as the season.
I agree.
They've had to go. They scored a total of 4 runs in the first 2 games against LSU and Murray State. Anderson, okay, I'll give you a pass there. Murray State, none. That's bad. I know they left 10 on base, but still, I mean, you got to score more than 3 runs against Murray State's pitching. They're not good. After shut, especially, which was used up already in the first game against UCLA. So Arkansas, you saw Loy right out the chute, bam, Oppo, 2-run jack. He sent another one, right into the kind of the teeth of the wind in the right center field. So Arkansas, I think, is a little bit more of a. I think they're going to battle at the plate. I think it'd be more of a challenge at the plate than what we've seen. But yeah, a lot of momentum broken as soon as you got first and second, nobody out. You get nothing out of that with UCLA. In the top.
I thought LSU settled in with the bats better yesterday too.
Oh, LSU was
knocking the ball around. I'd be surprised if today's game was 4-1.
That's a deep staff. I understand them kind of outclassing the starter, but every one of those pitchers that came in for UCLA, LSU had looked real comfortable in the plate in the box. Don't forget, over here at Rocca Pizzeria, we're on Government Street in the heart of Mid-City. Our happy hour is Tuesday through Friday. Now, we're closed on Mondays, but our happy hour is Tuesday through Friday from 2 to 6 p.m. every day over here. It's half off all house cocktails, draft beer, and glasses of wine. We do pizza specials as well. We got select pizzas, pepperoni, 4 cheese, classic cheese, and the margaritas are all half price during our happy hour. Half the antipasto, the different baked goat cheese, citrus olives, the Rocca meatballs, the fried mozzarella sticks, and the black truffle popcorn are all half price as well over here at Rocca. Our chef's lunches have been very popular here at Rocca. Half sandwich served with a salad or a half a side for just $16. Sandwiches include the meatball, the Italian hero, and me and Max's favorite, the chicken cutlet. Salad and sides can see Caesar Sensation and the grana fries, grilled broccolini, or the fingerling potatoes. And also our Rocca specials for this month. Antipasties can include delicious, but perfect for the summer, salmon carpaccio, smoked salmon with fried capers, shishito peppers, shallots, lemon vinaigrette served with focaccia bread. Suggested wine pairing, we have a Ferlani Blanco as well. House smoked wings, 6 wings, choice of spicy bomba or garlic chimichurri sauce served with house ranch or blue cheese vinaigrette. Those are outstanding, Charlie. You've had those in different plate. A redfish and lemon orzo is one of our specialty plates this month, served with charred broccolini, lemon butter sauce, and served with a side sensation. And our pizza of the month, boy, those Neapolitan-style pizzas are unbelievable. You can eat the pizza. It is delicious. I highly suggest eating it in the restaurant. If you want to bring it home, that's fine, but to get it at its absolute highest quality, come in and dine in with us over here at Rocca to get it. But it's an Italian beef. It's a slow-cooked brisket with giardiniera cheese, provolone, and a white sauce. So we suggested wine pairing is a Nibola Ema white wine. Red that we have over here, an Italian red here at Rocca Pizzeria.
Live at Rocca, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now, we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week. Monday through Friday, first batch comes out at 5 p.m., weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road, near Starring since 1988.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus, $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games, just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 West Lee, near Nicholson.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Baseball and softball players of all levels get the competitive edge you've been looking for at Total Diamond Performance. Do the same lessons, camps, classes, and clinics used by top college and MLB organizations. Everything from mental performance, in-game video, and data analysis to improve pitching, throwing velocity, bat speed, and fielding. Total Diamond Performance is tailored around the individual player to build strength and athleticism while also cleaning up mechanical deficiencies. Matt Mastretta applies what he's learned working in player development with college and MLB teams. Total Diamond Performance, 931-3730. That's 931-3730.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit Ruffino'sRestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Rocca Pizzeria on Government Street on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Remember, you can always get the show on demand, LouisianaSports.net, 104.5 ESPN.com. New Handycast with me and Dan Canterbury broke down yesterday's game and took a long look at today and the next few days for LSU. That's available on YouTube right now under Handycast. The first game today is Louisville and Coastal Carolina. Jimmy, Louisville and Oregon State made it interesting. Yesterday was an eventful night.
I don't remember a game like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're down 3 runs going into ninth inning. Not only do you score 3, but you got bases loaded, nobody out.
Yeah.
And you don't score
anymore.
And then they come back and score pretty easily.
And they had the bases loaded with nobody out to get that run. Yeah.
Brutal day for the unders if you had them. I mean, okay, LSU, that deserved to go over. So still the unders are 5-2-1, all right?
Yeah.
But Oregon State's under 11 at 6-3 going to ninth, okay? You could have taken, plus 2.5 runs, which I did, at over plus 200. All right? I mean, you could have, Arkansas, UCLA, under 9.5 was 5-0 in the ninth. And it sails on. So I mean, it's 5-4-1, but you had some real tough ones in that. The one that just went over easily, and it should have, was UCLA and LSU. But it's college baseball. They'll kick it around. They'll halt people. They'll take pitches that hit them square in the shoulder, whatever it is. But that was wild, and that was what Coastal wanted. Coastal wanted a competitive game where you had to go to the pin. How many total pitchers were used?
For Louisville,
I'll play total in the game, like 15?
It was 7 for Louisville, and for Oregon State, it was about that many. So
I mean, this is their second. And look, their game on Sunday, on Father's Day, they're down going into the 8th inning by multiple runs against Miami. So they've had 2.
11 total. 11.
Two really tight elimination games that you've had to use every bit of your pitching, and it's not as deep as Arkansas. Arkansas's pitching going into today is in much better shape. It's better to begin with and in better shape, coming the same path as Louisville. So Coastal's in a great spot, but they don't want to pitch Morrison. They don't want to pitch Morrison. They got the 2 available. They got the 3 available. They've got 11 arms that they use regularly anyway. But Louisville, something about the jitters are completely gone. I just think they can be a little competitive. And do they bring their ace out at some point today? Yeah, they'd like to win comfortably. That's probably not going to happen. I got a feeling we're going to see him out of in relief.
I know everybody would love to see Louisville. All the LSU fans would love to see Louisville win today. I would too. And if they go deeper, all the better. They are as compromised as it gets from a pitching standpoint. So Patrick Forbes is their ace. Forbes threw 101 pitches on Friday. He is a draft prospect. He's probably a top 75 guy, maybe a top 50 guy. And are you going to bring him back on 4 days rest after throwing 101 pitches? Maybe. What are their other choices going through their pitching? A guy named Peter Michael has the next most starts outside of the guys, Forbes and Herbal, that have thrown for them today. I know these names don't mean anything to you, so I'm going to try to give you some numbers with them. Michael had 13 starts this season, 4.81 ERA, 15.20 WHIP, but he has not pitched in over a month. And I looked for everything on an injury for him. I can't find one, so I don't know if they're just holding him and he hasn't pitched because he's been ineffective, or if there's some kind of injury that is undisclosed. If they don't throw him and they don't throw Forbes, it is a mishmash of guys that have pretty high ERAs. And then you look on the other side. Not only did Coastal go first, so they had the extra day to rest. Not only did they hold Morrison for the second game, but their 2 and 3 guys, Riley Eckhoff and Cameron Flukie, only threw 4 innings apiece in that first game of the College World Series. Eckhoff threw 45 pitches and Flukie threw 71. I mean, imagine if LSU had gotten through their first game with, say, Cade Anderson throwing 40 pitches and Kason Evans throwing 70 behind it, and that was 4 days ago. So they are locked and loaded, and they were a $3 favorite for a reason. Even if Forbes comes back, how long could he realistically be expected to go? I think Louisville's only path to win. Now, watch, I'm going to look like an idiot. I think their only path to win today is if this game gets into a slugfest with with the wind blowing out today and you get into a high-scoring game, because I just can't see any way that Louisville's going to hold Coastal Carolina to 2 or 3 runs. Now, watch the game end up 1-0 and I'll look like an idiot, but I think that's Louisville's best and maybe their only path to a win today is to get this game up into a high-scoring
blowing
game.
Out to right center, 8 to 14 miles per hour, and that is about to change because today is when it kind of switches. I'm not sure what it'll be for tomorrow, if necessary, if we do play any games tomorrow. But for Saturday, it's gusting in from right center, straight from the Missouri River at 20 to 30 miles an hour. That is going to play really, really tough. So Coastal has a game to play with, but Coastal's got so much on the line. They've got a lot of arms, Charlie, but not many of their arms they're good. Like Eckhoff was around the plate, but they hit him too. They had opportunities to score. Did Arizona in that game? He just doesn't walk anybody if he comes in. But the arms that I see out of Coastal after Morrison, they're not a super overpowering like crazy stuff where they're just gonna you're gonna be overmatched. Louisville is comfortable. I hate betting overs in this part, but I can see this going way over. Yeah, I really can. I think Louisville's comfortable with them. That was really impressive how they came back when they blew the game, and then they come back and, man, their approach at the plate. Alisea, he drew a borderline pitch, but he got the 3-2 call. He got on board. But he's going to work you. He's a little guy. He's got a tight strike zone, but he's going to work you. They get on the bases. I could see some runs being scored in this first game.
I agree. Here's the other thing that's on the line for Coastal. You win today, and you are sitting so pretty with 2 more days
huge.
off. But if you lose, okay, if you lose and you run Eckhoff and or Flukie out there, then Do you bring Jacob Morrison back tomorrow? I think you have to. But it's on 3 days rest after 109 pitches, man. You're going to be compromised, even that big guy. So you go from, if you lose this game, you go from sitting pretty to, oh man, I got a call to make here.
Well, then he may be, when I first think about it, because he's our ace. But you're right, he started 2 days later than an ace would in his tournament, so he can't go his normal distance. Mm-hmm. So he can't go the distance. Start off with other guys. You got a buku arms.
You could
start off with other arms and see if there's.
Lord knows Louisville's going to be compromised. They score a bunch of runs.
Absolutely, you still have a pitching advantage, but you don't want to be eliminated without using him. But it's almost like the '93 National Championship game. Dryford was available, but Dryford couldn't go long. But LSU scored 2 in the first and about to score 2. He came in a second. Before it got really out of hand. They hit him too, actually, that day. But he is quick. He is there in case you get in any sort of trouble in that game. But, yeah, that's a great point because he doesn't have the normal 5 days rest. He's got 3.
Yeah.
So he's not going the distance, so why not try and get as much as you can with the other guys? And is there a chance with that deep pitching staff that they beat Louisville? They're still going to be close to a $2 favorite, even if Morrison doesn't throw one pitch.
That's right.
So
I don't know who would pitch. 18 more innings for Louisville right now is hard to navigate.
They got 11 guys. He's got his pick, and so they would only play 3 games in a week to that point. So they would be in. They would have a lot of options. It's just Morrison is by far their best.
Coastal's a favorite for a reason.
Yeah, but still not the favorite to win it all. Let's say LSU, because they're so public coming in.
Okay.
Don't forget our friends at Legacy Title. Chad Reynolds, the Legacy Title for all of you real estate closings, 296-0060. Full-service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Our great team at Legacy Title, Ashley Bonham-Donald, Mariana Broussard-Haynes, Adrian Reese-Galata, Michael Platt, Natalie and Bradford Smith, buying, building, refinancing. Nobody chooses but you. Choose Chad Reynolds and Legacy Title, 296-0060.
Live at Rocca, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Crowstead, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Crowstead exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino. With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. Uh-oh, they let the big dog out.
Out of nowhere!
It's time for the big dog, Randy McKay, with his best picks.
Big dog, where you at these days?
I'm still up here in North Dakota enjoying really nice sunny, shiny weather, and I get to be a chaperone this weekend at an all-star football game. So
oh, really?
Can't beat that little football, high school football in June.
There you go. What kind of what's your job description here for this assignment?
Well, just dress up, represent the college that I'm from. That's where they're having the Shrine game. That's Mayville State University. And welcome people and in the hospitality tent. So we'll have plenty of beverages flowing. So just welcome to the guests of the beverages.
You like that, man?
Breaking in between games.
I thought you may be doing a seminar with the Wizard of Oz on Wizard of Odds, ODDS, as far as giving the high school players tips on when to play video poker and slot machines. I didn't know. So anyway,
there's an age limit, Jimmy. I know.
Hey, you wanted to, we were talking about the Saints as far as do they, I think they're second or third choice to have the fewest amount of wins this year. But if that's, we know they're going to be limited at quarterback, even if Shug is good. I mean, we've seen some really good quarterbacks have some tough rookie seasons. So you wanted to follow up, though, maybe on their schedule and their spots. One thing we know for sure, all home games, noon kickoff on a Sunday, so no primetime games, home or away this year.
So, yeah, looking at their schedule and seeing if they're going to be the weakest team, they play these weak teams at home 3 out of 4 times. So you got the Giants at home week 5. You got New England at home, which New England's supposed to be improved, but they're still, I consider them a weaker team till they show me otherwise. They got the Jets at home, and they're against, I think, the weakest team in the NFL, which is Tennessee, in my opinion. I think they'll end up with the worst record. I'm not a big fan of their coach. Blew a lot of covers for us last year. You and me as well.
Yes.
But they're at Tennessee, and I could see them winning that game. You never know what you're going to get out of Cam Ward in this coaching regime. So I see 4 games there that they could potentially win.
Yeah, thanks to Charlie. All that value on all those inflated lines that we had Tennessee last year. You know what it got me? It got me a T-shirt for Christmas.
It's really a nice T-shirt. Yeah.
So that's what they got me. So probably the Saints are a stay away. So do we see, some other teams? You think the Titans, but they're the shortest price, right? They have the worst record.
Yeah, I see them, Cleveland, and of course the Giants have that tough schedule. Even though I think their defense is good enough to get get them some wins there. But I see them, and then Charlie mentioned the Raiders, and I think they'll be improved. Pete Carroll is a pretty big improvement there for them and in his regime and what they want to do on offense. So I think there'll be a little bit of and the Patriots with Vrabel as well, another, coach I think highly of. So I think they'll be okay. But, them are the 4 teams, and I could see them or Cleveland or the Giants being the 3 worst Titans.
Yeah, and then Geno is a big upgrade from the 3 quarterbacks that the Raiders ran out there last year. And you figure that you will have a better second year in New England for the rookie quarterback, Drake May, than what you had in your rookie year. So those are quarterback situations that I would say were improving. And New Orleans' situation, it's got to get worse before it gets better.
Randy, what about the Atlanta Falcons in the division? Penix gave us a little piece up. What's your thoughts first about him? Everybody's like, "Oh man, he did great." I think he was very. I was kind of lukewarm, if you ask me, to do it. It showed a little, but look, he's going to be their guy. He looked terrible, but he didn't exactly light it up either. Your thoughts on the Falcons in that division?
Well, they kind of got a mess at quarterback. You got a $40 million Kirk Cousins sitting there. What are you going to do with him? And then, of course, you did get you got a little experience there for Penix, chance. But what the team's going to rely on, and they have a good chance, is this number 7 ranked offensive line. Very good run blocking. They couldn't control the clock if their coaching staff was smart enough to do that. So that's going to help Penix. Do short throws. They did lose Drew Dalman to the Bears. That was a big loss to this offensive line. And then, of course, as I just said, I'm not really high on this Morris. I think he blew a couple games last year that they probably should have won. So that 8-win mark is tempting. But I'm going to wait till after, they got an early bye after the 4th week here after they play the Washington team at home. They got first 2, or they got 2 on the road, 2 at home, and then they go on a bye before they play Buffalo at home. So that's a wait and see on the win total with them. This team did upgrade their defense a little bit. Their defense hasn't been very good the last few years, so they did through the draft. These guys look like pretty good players, so we'll see what they get there. And their defense was injured last year, so we'll see what happens. But this team, I just don't have no confidence in their coach, and I always look to bet against them or play the win total under. But just at 8, you can't do that right now.
So getting back to the fewest wins, though, the Titans at plus 1,200 that's decent price on the Titans.
Yeah, 1,200. Yeah, I didn't look at the fewest win. There's a pretty limited market on that. Of course, everything's at DraftKings, but or FanDuel probably, and pretty limited market. But
this is a DraftKings outlet at the Queen. I'm looking at
Yeah, anything over 10-1, I think, is a pretty decent play on Tennessee if you can get that. And of course, looking at some of the stuff, we're at our dog days of summer now that hockey's over, so we'll be getting into football a lot.
Charlie, so do I flip? I go completely pulling for the Titans every week to pulling against them every week?
If you pull against them every week, I want money on Cam Ward to win Rookie of the Year because they're going to completely turn around on you. You know how that is. You try to cross the screen.
But think about it, Cam Ward. Okay, he's the first pick in it. Okay, and he might be the best quarterback coming out in this class, but he is not a lock.
No,
by any stretch. No. And you're going to get how's his supporting cast? We always talk about that, huh? It ain't good, is it? Hell no.
No, he's got a few receivers, but the line is not good. The defense is awful.
That's a lot. That's a big ask, man.
His receivers are aging. They brought in Tyler Lockett. He's got Calvin Ridley. But, no, the Rookie of the Year, the bet is Ashton Genty from the Raiders.
Well, that's fine, but, it's I mean, do you
I want to
think-
make it clear I was joking about my Cam Ward Rookie of the Year joke. That was just a dig at your love of the Titans. But no, they should struggle this year. I mean, they look like a 5-12 type team.
Getting back, one angle that we talking about, know the Giants going to start Russell Wilson. I think ideally and he gives them a better chance in a rookie in Jackson Dart. But more and more, if they start off bad, they're pressured to play Dart, or Wilson gets hurt, whatever it is. Dart's your quarterback at the Giants. I am a big fan. I just don't see, for a multitude of reasons, how he's going to be very successful in the NFL. I mean, he is quarterback-friendly system. It's deep into 40, 50 starts, whatever it is. He's still missing open receivers. I just don't see. My money's against look, his numbers are very similar to a guy like Matt Corral. Matt Corral's rolling around the UFO. So, I mean, no. I'm more and more, I was kind of on the fence, this and that. No. Way too deep. I mean, come on, man. You don't. And then, the last time we saw when they're playing a pertinent game against Florida, and he was having a good game. He was having a really good game through 3 quarters. But those are not throws, decisions that a quarterback with that many starts makes that deep into his college career. So I'm out on the
I don't
Dart.
hate him as much as you do, but I do think that as long as Daboll's a coach, they're going to go a long way with Russell Wilson. I mean, they are committed to trying to win to save his job. Now, if they fire him midseason, then that's different. But I think there'll be a longer.
Could they be 2-5?
I can't tell you when the Maras are going to fire him, so I don't know.
No. He's a coach. 2-5.
You're asking me what I would do, or what I think he will do?
No, you're not the coach. We're trying to predict what he will do. You
I
don't think there's pressure to play him?
There will be, but I think he'll stay with Russell Wilson.
Randy?
Yeah, I think Gabe will stay with his veteran guy, and then, of course, you got Jameis there, too. So he could always go the Jameis route for the
goodness.
Excitement of each side. So, of course, we've seen that. But if you're going to rank the 4 coaches there, you got to give Cleveland the edge with Stefanski, and then, of course, Daboll, and then the Saints coach, Kelvin Moore. I have him, even though he's never coached an NFL game, ahead of the Titans coach. Anybody's better than him.
Yes. Hey, but Jameis, don't get mad. Just get action. I mean, is he the top over quarterback in the NFL? He's going to make it happen for either team. Well, he's going to make it happen, huh?
Oh, definitely, yeah. He's Mr. Excitement out there for either side. I saw that on Monday Night Football to my demise, last year against the Broncos. So that I got to see it firsthand.
Yes. Didn't he throw the pick 6 to lose the cover in Denver on Monday night? Is that how I remember it?
Rings a bell.
He sure did.
Yeah, okay.
A couple of them, I think. They had a couple defensive touchdowns.
Hey, you guys got any action in Omaha at the College World Series?
Yeah, I haven't really been betting it, but I have been watching it. It's been a good watch. Of course, the Beeson crew, I was interested in that. Of course, I knew LSU was going to win that Jello shot challenge. I think they'd be the favorites there for sure. I mean, that's something they probably have before 10 in the morning. Most of the people there. So I figured them in Arkansas would be up on that. But yeah, the games have been really good and fun to watch. And of course, I'm kind of I used to visit my brother in Corvallis, Oregon, so I was kind of rooting for the Beavers there. But I see they got knocked out, I think. So,
yeah, if we only could have
down, but hopefully your LSU can do it.
If only we could have gotten a line on the Jello shot count. Yes, I mean
there's only been one team in the history of sports a bigger favorite than LSU is in that Jello shot challenge, the Globetrotters.
Yes, but you know what? Just put them in a money line parlay. It's a big price, but just throw them in a money line parlay. Randy McKay, follow Randy on Twitter at RR39. We're going to be picking his brain for different teams in the NFL moving forward and seeing if he likes any type of futures or kind of help shape some of your futures. Certainly would. I take away. I had to put a little something on those Tennessee Titans for the fewest wins at plus 1,200. Randy, thank you so much, buddy. Great stuff as always.
All right. Thanks, guys, and good luck, everybody out there.
Today's show also brought to you in part by Total Maintenance, AC and Heating, generators, electricity, plumbing. Who wants to go to sleep hot? Nobody. So that's why the slogan is service today, every day, all summer. If you got problems with your heating, your air conditioning, give them a call at Total Maintenance. So they get out today. Nobody ever has to go to sleep hot. Full service staff in both New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Ream AC units. Generac and Cummins generators in case you do lose power. For all your electrical and plumbing needs as well in Baton Rouge, it's 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance. Live at Rocca, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his blue period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources, we'll help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee is the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite. Love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell Omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots. Highland Coffees and Louis Cafe just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Henniger for Total Maintenance for AC and heating, generators, electricity, and plumbing. Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all of these needs. Service today, every day. That's their slogan at Total Maintenance, so nobody ever has to go to sleep hot. Over the years, Total Maintenance has expanded into the New Orleans area, as well as their offices in Baton Rouge with full staffs in both markets. Call 480-1000 in Baton Rouge or in New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance.
Get Moss Max and less tax during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and Dip Trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Rocca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, 4 cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Rocca Pizzeria, 3897 Government. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Rocca Pizzeria on Government Street on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
New Orleans Saints today announced their 2025 Hall of Fame class. The players going in former Saints Brett Maxey and Tracy Porter. Everybody remembers where they were when Tracy Porter made that Super Bowl play, but also when he made the play in the NFC Championship game on Brett Favre. And the Fleur de Lis Award, which the Saints organization gives to individuals who have supported the franchise beyond players, coaches, or front office people. The Fleur de Lis Award went to Ed Daniels. And, boy, Jimmy, his wife, Robin, was there to talk today, which I haven't get a chance to listen to it yet. This happened just a little while ago. But what a great thing for Ed, who supported everything New Orleans sports from high school all the way up to the Saints. And it's still hard for me to get my head around the fact that, when you were on vacation last year, we had Ed on the show just a week before he left for training camp. Was supposed to leave for training camp.
I heard him when I was in Del Mar.
Yeah,
listen to you guys. Yeah.
And it's hard to believe we're going into football season and Ed's not with us anymore. But such a deserving member of the community to get the Fleur de Lis Award today from the Saints Hall of Fame. So
yeah, Ed and I were pretty. It's just mutual respect, I think, because we're both from New Orleans, both Catholic guys, but also it's had so many contacts within the high school football community, the coaching community in New Orleans, especially in the Catholic League. So, man, well-deserved. Good day. That doesn't always happen, so I'm glad it did.
Hour number 2, straight ahead at Rocca, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salad, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales. By now you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Dozy Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way. Think big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
You've heard me talk about Workbox services and how they can handle all of your movable storage needs for both commercial and residential. With our shipping containers of all sizes, customized in any way that you need or desire. Now Martin Padial has expanded his coverage outside the Baton Rouge area. Workbox can now service the Gulf Coast and New Orleans areas all the way to Lake Charles. Our staff at Workbox continues to grow with Hannah, Martine Jr., Brandy, and Chris. Do like I did when I needed a movable storage unit. Call Workbox at 343-4886 or WorkboxLLC.com.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now, we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week, Monday through Friday. First batch comes out at 5 p.m., weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988.
At Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding, we're not just windows. We're also hardy plank siding, vinyl siding, and wood windows. Check out our website to see what we offer today, GEAUXTommys.com.
1045 ESPN, Baton Rouge. WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Enjoying the finer things in life is his forte. Let's bring in Scott Rabelais from The Advocate.
Parked at the bar at the Drover on 73rd Street, I'm sure, in Omaha, Nebraska. Scott Rabelais joins us right now. We're at Rocca Pizzeria here on Government Street in Mid-City. Rab, how you doing?
I'm good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Okay, good.
So I'm not going to bury the lead here. Who you starting today? Who's Rabelais starting, and what do you think Jay Johnson will do in regards to his pitching in tonight's game?
Well, I'm with Koki Riley, and I lean on his expertise a lot. And he's thought Jaden Newt could be a potential starter today.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I think Newt is probably the leader in the clubhouse at the moment, unless they really want to push things and go with Ianson.
Yeah, I mean that's a possibility, but I think they save Ianson for another day if they happen to lose tonight. So I think Newt and then a cast of characters, from there to try to piece something together and try to get through this game if they can. Well, which I think they'd have to win. Yeah, you'd have to plan on scoring some runs. I think both teams know they probably have to put some runs on the board.
And the wind's blowing out today. Since you guys are doing this in two-part harmony, our other pick was Zach Cowan. How do you feel about where Cowan is? It was a good performance against Arkansas the last time he pitched against them, but that's been the only real good experience that he's had probably in the last 4 or 5 outings.
That makes him. We've talked about that. That makes him such an intriguing choice because yes. Yeah, he remember he had a 1.12 ERA at the end of April, and now it's 3.09, which is not bad. But clearly, Jay Johnson, who will never say this, but he's not trusting him anymore. Because we haven't seen him since he started the game against Little Rock, the game 7 in the regional. So, but desperate times, right? I mean, you might have, and LSU's not a desperate situation, but I mean, you have to find someone else. So, I mean, it's a possibility, and the fact that one outlier of a bunch of rocky performances was against the team you're playing. Maybe Jay feels like he can pick the lock. I mean, of the Razorbacks. It's a fascinating possibility. So I think you got to see him at some point, right, Charlie? I think you got to use him at some point. So maybe today is the day.
He's my pick to start, but what do I know? I had Cooper Williams yesterday because they had a bunch of lefties coming up, and I missed that one. Let's see if we can pick a little bit better on the other side. Landon Baidolshis, I think. I'm trying real hard to get that right. Lefty, starter for Arkansas. He started Game 3 in the series in Baton Rouge. Only pitched 2 innings there. It seems like he's a likely starter for Arkansas. How do you feel about Baidolshis or somebody else? And if the lefty Baidolshis is in the starting lineup for Arkansas today, is Jake Brown in the starting lineup for LSU, the problem lefty there?
That's been Jay's MO to take him out right when they play lefties and put in Josh Pearson. So, yeah, that seems like a likely possibility. Jay obviously has not been afraid to shake up the batting order, moving guys up and down, moving guys in and out. So that would seem if he wants to go match up heavy, that he might do that. And of course, you can insert Brown if they go to a righty, depending on the situation. But by Dolces, I'm glad I don't have to say that too much. I just have to spell it. So I'm glad you're saying it more than I do. But obviously, like LSU didn't win that game in the regular season, but they're not having to face Gage Wood. They're not having to face Root again, and they're not having to face Gackle. You wouldn't think. I mean, I guess he could pitch an inning or something like that, but he's not going to probably be able to give you long relief in this game either. So I think LSU is a pretty good spot vis-a-vis what Arkansas can throw at them at this point, since they've had to expend a little more now to get to this point. But obviously Wood helped them save quite a bit of their bullpen with that no-hitter.
Seemed like the bats relaxed a little bit yesterday. It seemed like they were swinging a little bit more freely. Of course, they weren't facing pitching that was as good as what they saw against Arkansas on Saturday night. But when just about everybody, he had 8 out of 9, he had a hit, 5 guys scored runs, 5 guys drove in runs. It's finally that complete offensive performance that they've been searching for, that resulted from a lot of hits and not necessarily a lot of mistakes by the other pitchers.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, it wasn't like in the West Virginia Super Regional where LSU didn't have a lot of hits. I think 8 hits and 10 hits in the 2 games. But West Virginia just made so many mistakes with walks and hit batters and things like errors and things like that LSU didn't need that many hits. But that was good. Double-digit hits, 12. And now they've scored 9 or more runs, I believe, in 5 of their NCAA tournament games so far. So I think the offense is, I don't expect quite that kind of performance today. I think again, the magic number seems to be 5 for LSU. If they can get to 5 and get decent pitching, I think that could be enough to carry the day.
All right, let's let Koki weigh in on this as well, both of you guys. Multiple choice question here. Anthony Ianson is available, A, only if they have a lead after the 5th inning. B, only if they have a lead after the 7th inning. C, not available at all. I'm trying to gauge what you guys think his stamina might be if he pitched today.
I think he's available, but late. That's my thinking. Koki?
Yeah, 7th inning or later, maybe even just the 9th inning. Depends on the sort of lead they have too. But if they're going to use him today, it's going to be after the 7th. I'd be shocked if it was before the 7th.
Okay, so
Maybe not shocked, but I'd be pretty surprised.
So we're talking about 30 to 40 pitches on the high end, is what you guys think.
Yeah. I mean, it was that tweener kind of showing in the suspended game. He threw 44 pitches, which is it's not like Shores threw 10 against Arkansas on Saturday and is able to come back. It's enough to where you have to limit him to some degree.
Yeah, absolutely. If it was 10, then he would just start this game. I don't, so without much of a question about it. So I feel like that he's if he's going to be available, it's going to be sort of in the role that we saw in the SEC tournament, right, where he comes in and sort of tries to shut the door on Texas A&M.
I don't know if you guys got a chance. I'm sure you did, to talk to Chase Shores after the game. Kason Evans after the game yesterday. I'm just so impressed with this season that he's put together, and it's starting to rival some of the great freshman seasons that we've seen at LSU because of the number of different roles they've asked him to fill, the pressure situations that they've asked him to fill, and he in no way goes about it in an unassuming manner. I remember when Aaron Nola was a freshman, it was anything to get the guy to show any kind of emotion. That's just how he was. Evans he reminds me more of Chad Ogier, with that fire that, man, you're going to have to come beat me out. Yeah, Doug Thompson. And for a freshman, man, that's a big ask. I'm just wondering if you guys had a chance to talk to him after the game yesterday and your thoughts about what he said.
We did. You're puzzling Koki with that Chad Ogier reference, though, Charlie.
That may be a little bit before him, right? Trust me, he was a bulldog.
Hey, Ben was pretty fiery on the mound too.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
We did. Evans came to the post-game news conference and spoke briefly. Look, clearly Jay Johnson loves him. Why do you not? I mean, the last 6 weeks he's started games. He's helped you in long relief, like he did yesterday. He's done that a couple of times, and he's closed games for you. I mean, he's just done everything they ask of him, and just seems really mature, really level-headed. Just talking to, not what he says, but the way he says it, just talking to him, he just, like I said, the right stuff, he just maintains an even strain. He just doesn't seem to get, his pulse is never going to go too high. And, I'm impressed with him. And why would you not, and I tried to ask Jay, Jay wouldn't say, hey, Jay, you expected William Schmidt to be doing this. And now, Casey Evans, you don't know what a freshman's going to do, how they're going to react. I didn't ask him that way, but that's kind of what I was getting at. And, they didn't quite expect this, but they're sure glad to have it. Koki, any thoughts on Casey Evans?
Anytime, if he just keeps the ball in the lower half of the zone, he seems to be unhittable, right? Because he can tear that fastball with that split changeup, and it just keeps hitters guessing and off balance consistently. So, add in that slider, and you sort of have a pitcher who can get hitters out on both sides of the plate. And the way he can command the ball in these sort of situations is just so impressive. There were a couple weeks there where he didn't quite have that, but once he's been able to get this extra rest, the extra rest leading up to the regional, the extra rest leading up to Omaha, he's just been lights out. The guy's been just unbelievable for them.
I'd like to know what you guys think of anything you pulled from Jay Johnson that might not be obvious to us just watching on TV or reading what you write, because 2 years ago he had no margin for error after going into the losers bracket, and every pitching move he made worked, and every hitting move every defensive move he made worked. And in the regular season this year, boy, he was right way more than he was wrong. And here in this postseason, he's had to make decisions with Anthony Ianson. He's had to make decisions after rain delays. And once again, he seems to be pushing just about every right button. I'm wondering if you guys got a feel for his comfort level, because, boy, from over here, it sure looks like he's got a strong handle on his team as you possibly could.
Well, he certainly is thrilled not to have to come out of the losers bracket like they did 2 years ago, where they lost the second game to Wake Forest. To be in this position, it just gives him all the options. He's holding all the cards, right? as good as you can be in this position. But you're right, Charlie. Moving guys in and out of the order, like gonna put in Pearson, today, because they're throwing a lefty. Gonna move Derek Curiel down to the 6th spot when he gets a clutch, a hit, late in the game, driving a run for you. Put Jared Jones in the 5th spot. Jones has been struggling. He's still only like 2 of 9 in the World Series, but he's got 4 RBIs. Do you take that bargain? Probably so. And obviously that big 3-run blast kept LSU on the front foot. Kept them. Allowed them to come back from the 3-run deficit against UCLA, and they never trailed again. So, yeah, he's as he has said many times, his life is about getting his team to Omaha. He's never come when a team wasn't in it. He had 2 at Arizona and 2 at LSU, and this is all about it. And he is, he's grinding about all these situations, and they seem to be paying off very well for him. Koki, I'm sure, has a thought on it as well.
Yeah, he's always locked in, but there's like an extra sense of urgency and I guess focus when he's in Omaha. You can just sort of feel it in the media. You can feel it, before games. I don't think the guy leaves his hotel room when they're here. It's not just
put the tray outside the door. Thank you.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's not just the games too. It's also like recruiting in the portal and trying to get these freshmen to sign for next year's team. So all he does all day is work, and I think that only goes up when he's here in Omaha.
All right, Scott, before we let you guys go, appreciate Koki weighing in here as well. I'm going to give you exactly 30 seconds to defend playing at Lake Oakmont on Sunday. Not the course, the water and the rain. You enjoy that on Sunday?
I like that it was difficult, and boy, it played difficult to the hilt, but it was borderline unplayable. And I think only because there's a lot of pressure to get the tournament finished on Sunday. They didn't want to come back on Monday, but they probably should have. And certainly Sam Burns deserved to get a drop on 15 out of that very squishy lie. They always told me, you see water come up when you take a stance, you can move the ball, and clearly it did. I don't think he would have helped him beat J.J. Spawn the way J.J. played down the stretch. But, the conditions were were over the top. Not the conditions of the course, but the weather conditions. And they should have come back on Monday and finished.
Why didn't they move up the start time earlier, or even split the tee times to try and avoid the rain which was forecasted?
Yeah, they really hate to split tee times in majors. I've only seen them do it at Augusta a couple of times, and that's a good question. But they've moved up starting times a lot. When Tiger won in 19, they started way early in the morning at Augusta. So that's something they could have done as well. The USGA they make a step forward. I like the setup at Oakmont, how tough it was, but then they take a step back and they make you scratch your head anyway.
Well, next year they're going to have guys with bow and arrows in the bunkers, so they're going to make it really tough.
I'm just glad that Scott has an alibi. He was in Omaha. He can prove he was in Omaha. They might have had him out there with a water hose.
Joke
on Sunday.
That was bad. Of course, it's tough enough. Come on.
We didn't enjoy watching the monsoon go through there, Scott. But
you can have it.
Hey, look, we appreciate it, man. We'll be checking in with you maybe on Friday if the Tigers are still there, which we certainly hope they will be. Thanks a lot. You guys have a good trip.
Hey, speaking of rain, it's raining a little bit here right now. Not enough for them not to play the 1 o'clock game, but you definitely got to keep an eye on the weather today.
And we know that the wind will be blowing out today, so different weather conditions than what we've seen so far. Thanks a lot, Scott. Appreciate it.
Don't forget our friends at Workbox Services. Workbox, and you've heard me talk about how they can handle all of your movable storage needs, whether it's for commercial use, for residential use. Shipping containers come in all various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, even 8x40 feet. They can be customized for anything you need, anything you desire, but we're growing, man. We're bigger and better than ever. Not only are we now servicing the greater Baton Rouge area, if you can hear us, if you're within range and listening to us on the radio, well, we service the area. But now we go all the way down to the Gulf South, New Orleans, all the way up to Lake Charles. That's right. Our team is increased. Hannah, Martine Jr., Brandy, Chris. That's Chris Brooks, by the way, Charlie. We know Chrissy. So we're just servicing the Gulf Coast all the way to Lake Charles. So for any event, for any use, I mean, these custom shipping containers, I mean, they allow you to work at your own pace. You don't have to hurry it up and do it all sizes, and just kind of really makes it so much easier. But anything you need from hunting purposes to workplaces to lunchrooms to office spaces, wherever you may need it on site. Workbox and Workbox Services, 343-4886, and WorkboxLLC.com.
Live at Rocca. Live at lunch. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martine Padial at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and WorkboxLLC.com. Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
Get Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and dip trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Rocca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, more cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Rocca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Need more space? Workbox LLC has the storage solutions you can count on. Whether you're a homeowner, commercial contractor, or industrial business, we have the space for you. Our secure, versatile storage units are ready to meet your needs. Contractors, keep your site organized and efficient. Store your materials with us and access them anytime you need. Businesses, industries of any size, Workbox LLC is your trusted partner for flexible, safe storage. Workbox 343-4886 and workboxllc.com.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus, $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games, just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 West Lee, near Nicholson.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
From east, north to south, but we're heading west. It's Wes Reynolds from VSiN.
Wes, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man. We're still hanging by a thread there in the NBA Finals. Maybe one foot in the grave and one on a banana peel, but still breathing.
Friday was a big one. Were you at the game, and what did you think of Friday's game?
Yeah, I was at the game, and look, I thought they were going up 3-1 when they're up 10. At the start of the fourth quarter, I think we're going here, and then you could just slowly kind of see the momentum change. It was that it was almost like a little bit of death by paper cut. Just some really bad stagnant offensive possessions. Credit the Thunder defense for it, but just a lot of slow possessions. Just we're not getting any spacing there, and we're taking it away. There'd be times where the guards, whether it's Tyrese Halliburton, whether it's Andrew Nemhard, would drive. Then they'd have to go out and reset and take a bad look at the end of the shot clock. Too much of a two-man game maybe with Tyrese and Miles Turner, and all of a sudden you lose by 7. So tough beat, obviously, if you had the Pacers plus the points on Friday night. But you just, they're running into a good team here that they're just so good defensively, and they stay on you, and they switch, and they have guys that can guard multiple positions, several guys that can do that, and and even in the last game, even on Monday, the Pacers had it down to 2. Like you feel like they're never out of it. They had it down to 2,
right,
and then they get that 5-point spurt, timeout, just turnover from that 7:49 to about 5:05 mark. They're down 5. All 5 of those turnovers turn into Thunder points. And then all of a sudden it's from 5 to 16 just like that, and then it's over.
Yeah, Chet Holmgren made, on Friday night, it was 89-82 after a dunk by Obi Toppin with 11 minutes to go. And, he got he got 3 straight buckets, to pull them within one at 89 to 88. So, I mean, and the other thing, though, what did you think of them sort of trying to force a switch and then almost ISOing? This is like the last 3 minutes. It was possession after possession near the top of the key or in the three-point range in that area and trying to match up against Holmgren. Holmgren is long as hell. He's a very good defender, and he's agile. I mean, your jump shot's going to be contested. A drive is going to be contested. I was confused by that down the stretch on Friday, too.
Yeah, the Thunder takes away what the Pacers. I think that's one of the Pacers' favorite action. Those double kind of stacked screens for Tyrese at the top of the key, where he's gonna drive the lane and use his speed to get to the rim, if not kick out for a three. With Miles also running pick and roll, but where the Pacers I think have been effective offensively are those corners, especially those corner threes. And you got Neesmith in the dunker spot on one side, and you got Siakam on the other side. They didn't really use Siakam to initiate enough of the actions, and I thought that's where you got to go copycat, because that's what you saw for the Jalen Williams big 40-point scoring output in game number 5. You saw Williams initiate the action a lot, sometimes bringing up the ball up the floor. Whoever's bringing it up gets it to him, and he's the guy that sets the motion, and he's the guy that sets the action almost like a point forward. And I thought that's what the Pacers needed to do a little bit more with Pascal Siakam. And, credit to Mark Gagnon and the Thunder for making the adjustments, because you saw in game number 3 how tired Shai Gilgeous-Alexander looked. He looked thin at the end of game number 3. But in game number 4, when they rested him early in the first quarter, they did not play him that full quarter like they usually do. He had just that little bit more energy at the end, and he had Caruso bringing the ball up, and you had, other guys in that safe position for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander where you're seeing him in motion, and you're not getting him, just doing these isolation plays that sometimes they tend to do. Because, like, when the Thunder go ISO, and you saw it with the Pacers, they're a lot worse offensively when they do that rather than getting them kind of going in motion off the ball and scoring that way.
I've got my concerns whether, with getting so little out of Halliburton, and I don't know what you're going to get out of him in Game 6, that the rest of the supporting cast can still be that competitive as they were in Game 5.
Yeah, I have mine as well, and that's why the number is 6.5. It's kind of like splitting in the middle, because we don't know if Halliburton's going to go. I know Rick Carlisle was on a morning radio show in Indianapolis saying, it's the proverbial game time decision, and I think it might be. And maybe they know if he's going to go or not going to go, and they just don't want the Thunder to know just yet, because obviously that will change your game plan. But that's why you're seeing it 6.5, because there's a little bit more runway. If they officially rule Tyrese out, that's going to probably 7.5 at the bare minimum for the elimination game on Thursday. So, we will see. Hopefully he can go. But I thought even game number 5, as much as they were outplayed, that was still winnable. I thought maybe Rick Carlisle got to be a creature of habit, though, who's a fabulous job. He's one of the best coaches in the league. But when you got T.J. McConnell rolling like that, yeah, you take him out early, in the change of quarters and let him rest, because he's not a guy that goes, he's 8-minute spurt, balls to the wall. He's not a guy that, you're going to have him out there 15, 18 straight minutes.
Right.
But I thought maybe at that 7:30 mark, when they called that timeout down 7, that's where TJ had to come in. You could not have Halliburton and Nembhard out there together. Not only Tyrese injured, but Andrew Nembhard was terrible. Andrew Nembhard was absolutely terrible in game number 5, and that's what lost him the game.
Yeah, and that's what you have. You have these guys that are a little bit hit and miss, including Halliburton. I mean, you can really get, a great games and get some really weak games out of there. So many pieces, so many places that the Pacers have, players that the Pacers have like that. But it comes to McConnell, this is more of a pitcher's term, but he's a max effort guy. And so, no, he comes in and he's trying to, go against guys that are on the floor longer. That's why he's so aggressive and so quick and so effective. So, yeah, playing extended minutes, I can understand that. But for everybody else, man, you got to just recognize the game flow and who's hot and who's not, and dictate your rotations maybe accordingly.
Yeah, Yeah, 100%. And Pascal Siakam, I think, does the best that he can, but we kind of knew going in that Pascal was going to have to carry a little bit more of the load. And now maybe on Thursday he's going to have to carry all of the load here. But, the crowd's going to be live here. I don't think that they've given up necessarily, but there is a sense, not of resignation, but the possibility is certainly recognized that this is coming to an end.
To the U.S. Open, before we get to your Travelers picks, interesting, got an elevated event right after a major, but yes, a U.S. Open plays tough. That's one thing, but to have such a tough course and the conditions, were you a fan of the rain affected last couple hours of the last half of the final round, or not?
Yeah, that was a tough call to continue going, and we know your guy down there, Sam Burns, got the worst break, having to essentially hit it out of a puddle. And I felt bad for him. It looked like he was to be the deserved U.S. Open champion. But, look, in general, I like the setup. And we've had some agreements on the line. Humans was on the air. He didn't like the setup. It was not a particularly great tournament for me, even though I did have Victor Hovland in the mix. Just couldn't hit that good wedge shot he needed to on Sunday. But I think it's supposed to be difficult. That's what I think the USGA wants. They want par to be a good score, and it ended up almost being the winning score. If J.J. Spawn done 54-footer on 18, he's the lone guy to finish under par. So, that's what the USGA is, and that's its distinguishing characteristic at the U.S. Open is that we're going to be the hardest major. This is not like the Open Championship where some years 2 under par wins and some years 22 under par wins. So, play the course as it lies, as the RNA does. But, yeah, I didn't think it was a totally unfair setup. I just thought it was a bad break with the weather that maybe caused some havoc down the stretch on Sunday.
Traveler, Scotty Scheffler's a favorite, roughly 3-1, plus 300. McIlroy second at plus 1,200. He's showing us nothing to this point. But who we got in this week's Travelers?
Yeah, I'm going to try to beat Scotty again and probably regret it like I did last year when we had Tom Kim in the playoff go down to his buddy Scheffler. But I started with Colin Morikawa at 18-1. This is a guy that, if you look at how he struck the ball last week, was terrific. Stroke gain approach first, tee to green first, ball striking first, second greens in regulation. So how the hell did he finish T23? Well, because he lost nearly 9 strokes with the putter, which was the worst performance on the greens he's ever had on the PGA Tour. But prior to that, he had gained on the greens with the putter in 3 straight starts. So I'm willing to maybe, I don't want to say totally dismiss that as an anomaly, but I think, probably so. Probably water finds its level a little bit this week if he's going to continue to hit his irons like that. So Morikawa 18-1. Keegan Bradley, former winner here at TPC River Highlands and Hartford, 35-1, won here in 2023, runner-up in 2019. 2 top 10s right before the U.S. Open, 7th at the Memorial, 8th at the PGA. He is, of course, the Ryder Cup captain. Now we're going to get more Ryder Cup discussion because J.J. Spawn locked himself into a spot winning the U.S. Open. He's now 3rd in points, so he's going to get one of those guaranteed spots. But Keegan Bradley's played solid golf this year, but I think to maybe justify picking himself in a player captain role, he's going to have to win here in short order, and this looks like a good spot where he can do that, being that he's done it before. So Keegan Bradley, 35-1. Russell Henley, another guy that's in that Ryder Cup mix, 40-1. Top 10 at the U.S. Open last weekend, won the Arnold Palmer earlier this year. He's been top 3, actually, heading to the final round in this Travelers event 3 times on 7 appearances. Hasn't finished there, of course, but much better player now is Russell Henley at 40-1. And then do it 50-1. Cameron Young, I'm gonna go back to our old buddy Cameron Young, who had not played very good golf to start the year, but he's had 5 pretty good weeks now. T4 at the U.S. Open, inside the top 7 now in 3 of his last 5 events. I think his game might be coming around again. 9th here at the Travelers last year, and then Daniel Berger, we've been chasing him a little bit, 50-1. Hasn't played this event since 2019, but was the runner-up to Jordan Spieth in a playoff here in 2017. Another top 5 here. Very good on these heat die designs, which are, hit towards the trouble off the tee to set you up an easier second shot. If you play conservative, the second shot is a lot tougher. So Daniel Berger, 50-1, and then Tom Hoge, 125-1, who missed the cut on the number last week at the U.S. Open, but gained 4.5 strokes at the ball striking, would have rated top 5 in the field. He's won on these shorter courses before, including at Pebble Beach in 2022. And this is a short course that puts premium on iron play about a little over 6,800 yards up there at River Highland.
Morikawa, Keegan Bradley, Russell Henley, Cam Young has shown us some signs. Berger and Hoagie, Wes's picks. Follow Wes on Twitter at Wes Reynolds 1. Let's get to Game 7. Wes, we couldn't do it on the ice last night. Let's do it tomorrow night in Indianapolis. Thank you, buddy. We'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, let's do it together. Let's get the Tigers in the final in Omaha, too.
There we go. Let's go. Thank you, Wes. Great stuff, as always. Don't forget, running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, David Henry, Prentice Wilkes. Discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We got consensus golf picks coming up, plus we got the starters for Louisville and Coastal Carolina. That's coming up at the top of the hour. Live at Rocca, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Rufino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Rufino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit Rufino'sRestaurant.com. Rufino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Baseball and softball players of all levels get the competitive edge you've been looking for at Total Diamond Performance. Do the same lessons, camps, classes, and clinics used by top college and MLB organizations. Everything from mental performance, in-game video and data analysis to improve pitching, throwing velocity, bat speed, and fielding. Total Diamond Performance is tailored around the individual player to build strength and athleticism while also cleaning up mechanical deficiencies. Matt Mastretta applies what he's learned working in player development with college and MLB teams. Total Diamond Performance, 931-3730. That's 931-3730.
This is Charles Henniger for Total Maintenance for AC and heating, generators, electricity, and plumbing. Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all of these needs. Service today, every day. That's their slogan at Total Maintenance, so nobody ever has to go to sleep hot. Over the years, Total Maintenance has expanded into the New Orleans area, as well as their offices in Baton Rouge with full staffs in both markets. Call 480-1000 in Baton Rouge or in New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine. If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee is the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite, love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff, roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell Omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots, Highland Coffees and Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit ALS.org to learn more. That's ALS.org.
104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. Wednesday Consensus Golf Picks are brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown.
All right, Charlie, here we go. So you heard Wes's picks. All right, here's his Max's picks from the wisdom teeth surgery room. So these are before he was he's put under or whatever gas. What do they do? What do they do? Knock it.
Well, they give you choices. If they do it the way they did it with me when I was a teenager, they said, and when they said, "Would you like this?" and you say yes, that is your automatic answer. You get a little. The gas, you get a little pill to relax you before that. There's a local, there's all kind of stuff.
Okay,
take it all. That's my that is my advice if you're having wisdom teeth pulled.
All right, here is Max's picks. He's going with Justin Thomas, JT, who missed the cut at Pittsburgh at the U.S. Open. He's looking for him to bounce back here. He also has Russell Henley, and these are with Scotty Scheffler. These are not without Scheffler. Ben Griffin. So Griffin, he was kind of hanging around a little bit, just kind of lurking around. Never could put together a serious charge, though, on Sunday. Hideki Matsuyama is another one of Max's pick. I see Batia, Tom Kim, and Harry All. So Justin Thomas, Russell Henley, Ben Griffin, Hideki Matsuyama, Ashley Batia, Tom Kim, and Harry Hall. Other contributor, Jeff, has Patrick Cantlay, Sepp Straka looking to bounce back. He was a bust, crash and burn, one of Max's picks last week in the U.S. Open. Sam Burns, going back to Sam Burns. It'd be very interesting to see how Burns responds this week, huh, Charlie?
Well, he's been under the max amount of pressure in the last two golf tournaments that he's been in. He was in a 4-hole playoff at the Canadian, and then he had the lead at 11 on the back on the final round of the U.S. Open. So he has faced the most pressure. And it hasn't worked out for him either time. So if he can keep it together, he's hitting the ball really well, but it's been
he's never even come close to contending like he did this past weekend in the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
So he didn't get the win. When his strength, he could have knocked down that putter and certainly should have won the week before. Not an elevated event by any stretch, but he's playing some of the best golf in his career. It's certainly the best in this stretch where he's gotten cold, where he is, he's kind of a shoo-in in the Ryder Cup. Last time he was barely made the Ryder Cup cut, but never contended in a major and was minus 160 to win the U.S. Open at one point as he was kind of keeping his pace, or maybe, and a lot of his pursuers were falling off the wayside. I think maybe about when he was like maybe on the 6th, 7th, 8th hole, kind of in that stretch, I looked, he was at minus 160. So.
I don't know what he was when he had a 2-stroke lead at 11.
On the delay, he was not 160.
No.
All right, so we got two consensus picks this week. Russell Henley at 40-1, and then Tom Kim. Tom Kim is all the way down at 90-1 at the Queen, a DraftKings outlet. So Russell Henley at 40-1, Tom Kim at 90-1. Got to go down to Dana Brown's office today, get some legal work done, power of attorney stuff like that, for different reasons. And I was over there last week getting some legal work done. So, everything from traffic tickets to you get your car totaled, to DWI, to criminal work, to estate planning, to you name it. So, but always using Dana for a myriad of reasons over the course of our lives, both Charlie and I, and not hesitating for 1 second to recommend them to people, friends of ours that have asked if they, we know an attorney, if we would recommend them. Absolutely. You never a charge for that initial consultation. You can call up at 343-1111 or go to their website at ocbrown.com. On the main page comes up, big blocks. You can schedule a free consultation. Just click on it and give us your information, and away they go. Downtown Dana Brown, 343-1111 and ocbrown.com.
Okay, the starting lineups for Louisville and Coastal are out. Louisville is throwing Colton Hartman, a left-handed opener. He does not have an appearance in the last month. The last time he pitched was May the 17th. He is 2-0 with an ERA of 9. Exactly. So if you're rooting for Louisville, you're going to see Colton Hartman probably for an inning and then the kitchen sink after that. But Hartman will start it today. 17 innings pitched on this season. Only one time did he go past 2 innings, and that was way back in February. So he's out there for an inning, maybe an inning and a batter or two, and then they'll go to the next guy. Coastal Carolina is throwing Riley Eichhoff, who threw the opener for them last Friday. He threw only 45 pitches in that game against Arizona. He gave up 2 runs in the 4 innings, and then he was lifted. He has been one of their main guys this season. He's made 16 starts. This will be number 17. He's 6-2 with an ERA of 2.98 in 84 2/3 innings pitched. He's got 67 strikeouts and only 10 walks. So batting average against him is 258. So, Jimmy, when we did the podcast this morning, Bet Rivers Network, Sports Bettors Paradise, Coastal Carolina was minus 305. I'm still showing them holding at 305.
DraftKings is 270.
Yeah, it's a big number, and it should be because the pitching for the Chanticleers could not be any more in line unless Morrison was there. So let's say it's 95% in line, and Louisville is at the end. They've used just about everybody. We talked about would they bring back Patrick Forbes, their ace, today. They have chosen not to do that. So you better hope for something that finishes 14-11 and the Bats just get going for the Ville because they're a big dog today and should be.
Yeah, they are, and I rarely bet an over in this park, but this might be the one to do it. With both Coastal and Louisville. Coastal wants to save Morris until tomorrow. They're going to do that unless it's very late I don't know. Very little scenarios that can unfold where they will use him at all. Louisville, look, they start an opener. They're trying to get 100% on in sync with you. 1, maybe 2 innings is what you're trying to get out of them, but that's where they have to pick. They're going to bring back their Friday starter here for this game. It's going to be deeper into the game, very much like Ianson. I don't think Ianson is a consideration to start at all. But in relief, it's a different story. Speaking of LSU and Arkansas as well, you're seeing a lot of variance in that line as well. Anywhere from minus 120 to minus 148. The Arkansas Razorbacks are the favorite. Keep in mind, Coastal and LSU, the 2 teams that are in the driver's seat, are both home teams.
You think Arkansas is a bigger favorite today than I thought they would be, at least with the 148. Playing an extra game, you think I get the seeding, and
Charlie,
the no hitter. You think they got everybody's attention? It's like, well,
no, it's where they were beforehand. They were a favorite against Anderson,
but a small favorite against Anderson.
Okay.
Well,
they were a favorite against Anderson.
Well, they're throwing down the line too now.
Anderson's not throwing.
No, Anderson's not throwing. But Wood and Root ain't throwing either.
Root against Anderson, Arkansas should not be a favorite.
No, and we got that right. We got it right. We thought they got it wrong. We thought Anderson should have been favored there.
He's better.
Yes, absolutely.
He's better. He's been better. He is better. He's going to be drafted higher. I mean, what else you need to do? He's better. And but Arkansas, the path they've gotten here, the rain has neutralized LSU's advantage today. It sets it up big time for tomorrow if needed.
Yeah.
But Arkansas was a favorite already against LSU's ace, and so they're not in a neutral. I'm surprised it's maybe being bet a little bit as far up, so the market is bullish on Arkansas. But I think Arkansas is going to win today too. I think Arkansas is going to win tomorrow, and I think LSU is going to win. I'm sorry, Arkansas is going to win today, and I think LSU will win tomorrow.
We thought going into this that they would play multiple times. It's going to be at least 2. Let's see if it's 3. We're brought to you by the Thibodaux Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux, and the website, thethibodauxstore.com. Even if you misspell Thibodaux, you're going to get there. Thibodaux Store, always able to help you with those home improvement projects. If you don't know what you're doing sometimes, don't count on a YouTube video. Instead, talk to the experts at the Thibodaux Store. They can make sure you're not wasting time and money on unnecessary supplies or procedures that don't work real well. Very friendly staff. They're always able to help you out. So those small plumbing jobs, a little bit of woodworking, they've got power tools, hand tools, a huge selection of any kind of tool that you would need at both the Thibodaux Store and the Pierre Part Store. Lumber available for delivery out of the Pierre Part Store. And once you get that work done, maybe your outdoor work, you want to have that patio dressed up. Patio furniture, lots of grills, griddles, the big green egg cookers are available too. At the Thibodaux Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux, and online, thethibodauxstore.com.
Belated Father's Day gifts are also welcome to go. It's load up at the Thibodaux Store.
You still begging?
Yes. Rain, come on! We got to hurry up and finish this show. Get a bite to eat over here at Rocca, because we got to go hit. Webb Park. I mean, it's pouring down. Let's go play some golf.
Perfect.
Yeah, let's go. We'll play just like the pros.
Very favorable lies. Live at Rocca, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched.
One moment, please.
You go, Hanny.
Yep. This is Charles Handegriff. Join us for the.
I
thought you said I was. Okay. All right.
Hold on, I got you. Hold on.
Press record.
Okay. Yeah, it's good now. It's recording.
This is Charles Handegriff. Join us for the Thursday edition of Live at Lunch. We're at the original walk-ons, Burbank and Nicholson, LSU and Arkansas results. What's going on at the College World Series? Plus, Dwayne Colucci joins us from Las Vegas. Live at Lunch from the original walk-ons, Thursday at 11 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Baseball and softball players of all levels get the competitive edge you've been looking for at Total Diamond Performance. Do the same lessons, camps, classes, and clinics used by top college and MLB organizations. Everything from mental performance, in-game video, and data analysis to improve pitching, throwing velocity, bat speed, and fielding. Total Diamond Performance is tailored around the individual player to build strength and athleticism while also cleaning up mechanical deficiencies. Matt Mastretta applies what he's learned working in player development with college and MLB teams. Total Diamond Performance, 931-3730. That's 931-3730. Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, big cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week. Monday through Friday, first batch comes out at 5 p.m. Weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988. By now you know that that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Dozy Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Rocca Pizzeria on Government Street on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All right, just a few minutes left before the first game, Louisville and Coastal Carolina. LSU and Arkansas tonight at 6 o'clock. Coastal and LSU just need one win. If either the road teams, the underdogs, or the underdog in Louisville, Arkansas is actually the favorite today, wins, and then we will have baseball tomorrow. Also, Game 6 of the NBA Finals is tomorrow.
If LSU is the only team that, say, if Coastal wins and Arkansas wins, the LSU game will be at 1 or 6 tomorrow.
I think it's at 6. One game I think is at 6.
If they play on Friday, they come back on a 1. I would think.
They don't play Friday.
Oh, I'm sorry, Thursday. It should be at 6 also?
Yeah, I think it's at 6. If there's one game tomorrow, I think it's at 6. I probably need to go check that. I hadn't even thought about that scenario until you just said it.
Caught back up with the triple header yesterday, or the resume game, 2.5 games, whatever you want to say. So because they were worried about it was dark last night, but they got it in.
Yeah. So those 2 ball games set to start here in just a few minutes.
I think Arkansas is getting higher quality at bats right now. I think it's this time around it's going to be tough for LSU tonight. But yes, you want to save Anderson, but. It's going to be tough tonight against Arkansas.
Wind blowing out today. Thanks to the folks at Rocca Pizzeria for being our host today. Tomorrow we're at the original walk-ons, Burbank and Nicholson. For Jimmy, for Jordan, back in the studio, I'm Charles Hanniger saying thank you and good afternoon. Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch. This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is...
All right, y'all have a good one.
Thank you, Jordan. You too.